Hello and good morning, Central York, and welcome back to episode 59. Sorry if I'm kind of looking down. I'm trying to find something real quick. Make sure I just have it up and ready. As we kind of come through with our episode today, course selection 2021-2022. Of course, if you don't know, course selection is coming up soon. I believe next week is actually when they're going to start it. So, of course, why not just go through a bunch of the resources they do have out, what we do have available at our disposal. Now, of course, I knew since the beginning of the, probably even before they were even talking about it, when the school board did have it on their agenda to approve the course selection guide. That is actually the first place where I did get it. I do have it on my desktop, but today I will be showing what the district does have available. I do recommend you keep it on your desktop because whenever you go back to look at it, you can just open it right up and not have to worry about like, oh, I have to worry about my internet access and I have to worry about this, and that. So it's just easier to have. I do recommend downloading it, loading it. If you don't have space on your computer, that's fine. I'm just recommending it. It's not like you have to do it. But of course, just to jump right in, the main place you can find it is the high school's website. Now, of course, this is for high school only, so if you are a middle school student, get the heck out of here because I don't know why you got it. Except if you're an eighth grader, you do probably need this too. I haven't heard anything about them extending it or like giving you some smaller guide, which usually they like last year. Me as an eighth grader, they did say they did kind of shorten the what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. I'll be darned. I can't remember. Of course, they did. They did shorten the course selection guide for everyone, but of course, they actually didn't really do that. So, of course, you might see this window kind of pull up a little bit bigger here. It's just easier to read versus like me. Oh, I have to kind of like sit and like crouch forward to it. So, of course, this is the high school website where you can find it. You know, you have all these tabs. I did have to pause this so my computer doesn't freak out. It's already freaking out over the tabs. So what you do, I'm just going to be really gentle with my cursor because then it depends on the stream. You come down to students, and right there on the top is course selection guide because, of course, it's C. I did have to pause that, and sorry that is in the way. That's just how the school website was built. Of course, I'm not going to click on that because that would ruin the stream. So where that takes you to is this document in Google Drive. Of course, it is a Word document. You can scroll through here all you want. Of course, I'm going to get a little glitchy now. It just lays out some of the details of like, okay, what do you have to do, what they require. Like a bunch of they do have the new Keystone stuff in there where you do have to take the Keystones to pass graduation. I'm not sure if you can't take them, then I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do because I kind of fall into that kind of space. But of course, everything is in there. Now, if you do not know one step further, if you don't know, how many credits you need, they do have that in there. But if you don't know how many classes you're supposed to take for what court or like what college, because they did have a video that said that when I was in 8th grade they did. And of course, guess what CTV just posted a while ago? Rising 9th grader course selection presentation 2021, course selection process 2021-2022. Now, of course, course selection kind of does sound like something, maybe people with I don't know what to hit and don't know what's loading, but okay. Something, people go to, like the course selection process. Of course, only 3 people viewed it. Rising 9th grade course selection presentation 2021. Of course, that just goes over everything for the 8th graders. Now, of course, if you do need a refresher, it's there for you. It's not like there's nothing there. It's not like you can watch it. It's open to everyone. It's not like they have it closed off. Of course, CTV has not posted in a while. I think it's something with COVID that they can't do anything. So of course, we're the only ones in the district. Haha, you've been ruled out of the contest. But of course, to everyone who cannot experience that, I'm so sorry. I was just joking. But yeah, so sorry to everyone who cannot experience CTV, who is actually in the television production class, and who can't experience that because they can't. COVID. Will it be that way next year? I don't know, but of course they do still post on here. So if you can't remember a couple of that stuff, I will actually be watching some of that stuff there. Um, about some of the stuff like, hey, this is how many languages you have to do, which was probably the main thing with me, which I actually didn't have my other view up. That was the main thing with me because I really didn't know how many languages I had to take to kind of go to a certain college. They do have different colleges, like community college. They have a certain amount of languages, I guess, regular college, and then pristine college. And I think they have NCAA, so if you need a refresher on any of those requirements, which I'll probably have to print out something to remember because I really don't remember. I don't think I'm going to. Something to check out. Now, of course, I'm totally not sure personally how many languages you do have to take and if you fully have to complete the language. Now, of course, in some of the courses, they do have 3 classes. I remember you only have to take 2, but now they have a Spanish 1, 2, and 3. They have Chinese 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They have a French 1, 2. I don't know if they have a 3. I think they have a 3. They have a Japanese 1. I think they have 4 Japanese courses. So I don't know if you have to take all 4 of those courses to actually go to a certain college. I wonder if people were telling me that it's only just 1 course and then you're good, which that doesn't sound right. I think you have to take 1 and 2, which back in 8th grade, that's what they were recommending us to do. You can take 1. It's good if you take 1. But guess what? You can take 1 and 2 in the same thing. Because, you had 3 electives. So take 2 of those electives to do a language, and you could just knock it out fully. Which, that's what it sounds like, but I'm not totally sure. Probably something I'll have to ask my guidance counselor as that time comes near. Something I do recommend, please look at it now. Please have an idea of what you're going to do now. A lot of things did change. I went to my normal, to one of the categories that, I've been interested in, that I'm going to actually do, and they take away the one class that I was in last semester, so, well, they didn't have it listed, so make sure that you're reading through those things. Sorry, it's weird looking at my hair. Make sure you go through those things before time. Talk it over with your parents. If you have any questions, go to your guidance counselor. If you have any, I don't know how they're going to do it with COVID this year. Of course, they do usually have a sheet of paper. At least in 8th grade, they had a sheet of paper with a red sheet that you kind of signed off on. In high school, I know it's different. It was white sheets. But I don't know what... I knew there was a lot of signing and stuff going on. Now, with COVID and how that is, I don't think they're going to try to spread it from teacher to teacher. It's just going to be a whole nightmare. So I don't know if they're just going to do it fully online. I don't know what that means for us remote kids, remote people. I'm at a loss. The way I was even thinking about it even before I recorded this episode. And of course, the way that I figured out how to do it was, of course, guess what? We'll have to send around a PDF to people to sign it either electronically or they can print it out and just put it right there. They can just send it right back, scan it in, send it right back to you. I don't know how that's going to work personally, so something we can all figure out. I bet the district will come out and talk about that in the coming week. I think next week they're going to do it because usually February is around the time where they do it. I think usually they do the high schoolers first and then the 8th graders next. Not totally sure how that works, but I will make sure to check and make sure to report on that. But please do get an idea of what you want to do ahead of time, kind of read everything over, because then the week that, everythhy's going on, you can just go to your parents and say, hey, is it okay if I do this and this and this, which I do to my parents. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I think your parents do have to sign off on it, so good thing the first week is with my dad. Divorced parents, gotta love it. But yeah, make sure you have an idea of what you want to do first. Make sure that a bunch of classes that you want to do are still there. They probably will switch out a bunch of the classes. They probably won't do a bunch of class. There's just a bunch of stuff that they may or may not do. Probably because and no doubt COVID will still be around 2021, 2022. If you don't know, it is not recommended for people under 16. So, of course, freshmen, sophomores, sophomores, Huh. Well, yeah, sophomores. We are not getting the vaccine, so yeah. Um, of course, to us that means nothing because just like I keep saying, like oh, it's just another flu. You can think whatever you want about it. In comparison to the flu pandemic, it is similar to a flu. Um, Doctors did come out and say that the flu this year was very similar to the virus. It was very hard for them to see what was part of the. Sorry, just checking something on my sweatshirt because it looks like there's like a square on it, but I guess it's just because the screen is blurry. Because it was hard for them to detect if that was COVID or not. My heart, my heart goes out to everyone who just had a tough time with it. Teachers are coming up positive. Something we do want to say, we called it. We knew that they were going to close again. How did we call it? Because guess what? We look at a bunch of the statistics. So good job to whoever listened to us, probably beforehand, to the people who did actually watch our episode and kind of know what happened. Good for you. You actually know what happened. To the people who didn't listen, well, should have taken our advice. So take our advice now. Make sure you know what you want to do ahead of time. It is. I'm gonna pull it up. It is 114 pages long. I think the 8th grade version is like 80. So it was like, but I think last year it was 126. So they scaled it down about 14 pages, which is a decent amount. That's about 2-3 classes per pages. So that's like 26 classes that just got dropped. Or maybe they just dumbed down all the stuff that says, oh yeah, we can do a bunch of stuff. Something I did see this. They do have a panoramic picture of the high school. It doesn't look too nice, and of course I will point. Whoa, sorry, had the wrong thing up. Something I do want to do right now is kind of show that picture and kind of just talk about it a little, because I mean, hey, we got to fill time somehow. Sorry, with the sliding. Stop sliding. Something I do want to point out, and I will use my cursor. Hello, there's my cursor. With panoramic photos, it's very, very interesting on how you kind of take them and what's in the way. Because when you kind of take that view, whatever is kind of there right in front of the camera and continues to move or is just like weirdly placed will obviously kind of show up. Now, of course, I don't think I can hide. If you can see my cursor, there you go. It's just like a U-shaped bus, very long bus, and of course, this is taken over on one of the other parts of the building. It looks like the actual high school, the main building, the main part of the building, I don't know, the main part, which is the 4 wings. That does look normal, like that looks normal, but it looks super far away. So would I do it differently? Yeah. Am I going to do it differently for our websites when we redo them? Yes. If you didn't watch our live stream last night, of course, we're going to have that up until the weekend. So go watch it. We do have a sum up there. So if you don't know where that is, just go check it out because it's there. It's the recap. So it's in our description. We just have recap, or you can look at the recap at blank. I watched a video today. I don't know how that went up with the whole, like, hey, look, there it is. So, yeah, encoding overload. Yeah, so it's going to get glitchy now. So sorry for that. Okay, got better. It's been kind of, like, going on and off, so. But, of course, that's something I wanted to point out. I'm like, hey, look, that we can point that out because that photo just makes me laugh every time of, like, how bad it is of showing what is where. Of course, they did do a nice job with the whole sunrise thing, which we've been trying to nail for a while now. So, and we can't nail it because, of course, we live on a hill. Actually, we live on that hill right there in the photo. So, yeah, something we can't nail. But we will do the photos. We will do a bunch of stuff with the high school that we will make better than theirs. Not part of the district. I don't want to use the photo. Like, I don't want to use that photo because I feel like I'm part of the district at that point. So, yeah. Let's go big. Let's do things on our own. Of course, please remember turn in your course selection form on time because there are people in the middle school who they were turning them in late. please get the signatures right away. I myself have to figure a way around that without having to put a form into the school. It's going to be really weird for us remote kids, but we'll figure a way out. Um, if we do want to take a bet, if anybody wants to bet on me with this, I think they're going to announce the course selection next week, so the first week of February, because they usually do them in February, which is really weird for people in the high school because they don't know where they really fall in their new classes. Like algebra, for me, I kind of know where I fall, but I don't quite know where I fall. So yeah, it's really weird. And then like now that I have science, I kind of know where I fall. I don't quite know because I haven't gotten like a real grade from it yet. So it's going to be interesting. If there's any if in your new classes now, if you don't know, kind of if you take honors, if you should take regular, I've been trying to formulate in my head where I should go. Just hold off on it as long as you can until like the last few days come up. Then like make a decision because then you got to figure it out. Yeah. So happy course selection, everyone. Hopefully pick good classes because I know some people who there was one person I know. She knows who she is if she ever does watch this. Good for you for switching your class. She had American Studies, but apparently she already did it, which I don't know how you do. I guess you take the Odyssey-ware classes for that. I don't know. But she did already do American Studies. And so she brought it up with her guidance counselor, and they did offer her to change to global studies or just not do history because she already did that. She already got the credit for it. So why do that again? She took the extra credit for it, so she did get another elective class this semester. So good for her. I think she switched it out with Spanish 1. Or art and drawing, whatever one. So, good job for actually going to your counselor about that. Quiet applause because that's very loud. I'm glad you're enjoying Spanish 1 because you weren't sure about that. It looked like you were enjoying art and drawing. So, make smart decisions. To people who are trying to figure stuff out, make smart decisions. Don't make something you're gonna regret later in time. That's what I did here. That's why I'm remote. Made a decision that I'm not going to regret. I was regretting it up to about November, and now I'm not regretting it anymore. So, yeah. With that, a couple announcements. Thank you very, very much to everyone who has been very supportive of this. I was kind of saying that our views have gone a little bit down over the past couple days, and of course, recently we have seen a little bit more of a spike. It's not a huge spike, but it's still a spike in what we did. Now, of course, we did live stream that did kind of bump up the views. We had 2 more views on that other than, our playback. And, of course, we did have 1 or 2 views on on episode 58, which was kind of a bigger episode, a little bit more irritating of an episode. But thank you to everyone who kind of went and did that after I was kind of a little irritated after that. Thanks to everyone who is just all around supportive in this. I was, of course, in our live stream, I did say that somebody was talking to me, and very, very good person. Of course, they were the people who American Studies. So if you did watch the live stream, you know who I'm talking about. If you are watching this person, then because I already gave you a shout out on the live stream, which yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else about that. So. Thanks to everyone who is very supportive of this. Of course, we try to do our best. I'm not the best person in the world. I'm not the best video person in the world, but one step at a time. We've actually gotten better at what we do for Good Morning Central New York. I'm glad about that. Our video is no longer like about there on my face. It's just like a box of my face. So your phone no longer has me. It just has this the slanted dresser and the weird light stuff on the wall, a bunch of stuff. So thank you to everyone. Something else you should do, of course, is our one advertisement that we're going to start using for a little bit until it's not good anymore. So of course, past me, take it away for what we have advertised for one of our 2. I feel like I'm stalling. I shouldn't be stalling, and I'm still stalling. So, without further ado, past me, please take it away and tell people about what we have. So one thing that has recently happened to us was that we found that our GymC Discord just was not working. And so one thing that we did, we were trying to stay away from for a long time, but now we actually went to it. We have set up an email account. Now, of course, this is through Yahoo Mail, and if you do have anything you want to say to us, it doesn't even have to be related to this. Just say, hey, you can just literally write 3 letters in an email and just send it to us. Go ahead. You can email us at goodmorningcysd at yahoo.com. Of course, I do say Yahoo weird. I don't know why. People, it's just something that I do. Of course, that email is open to anything. We will use it for many different things. But if you do have any questions, comments, you will get a hand-typed email right on this keyboard right here. Trust me. This is the one that I always use because I don't know why you wouldn't go corded. So email us at goodmorningcysd at yahoo.com. So, that's our advertisement. Thanks for everything again. Check out some other videos. We did have some good topics this week on Behind GymC. We did actually return with the 2 episodes per week. We are still trying to figure out stuff with the summer program, so we will kind of check that out in probably the next day or 2. So you might see a little bit more live streams from us just doing nothing. So check that out when they go live. With that, have a great day. Have a great whatever. Make sure you get your course selection done and make smart decisions. And now we're ending the video because I don't know what else to say. So I always say that. I don't know why.